So, do you ever get the feeling that certain people only ever see you as a piece of meat? Yeah, don't look so innocent
A
over
guest?
there.
Oh my.
Uh-huh. Alright, so hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since I posted my last video, but I'm actually really excited for this one. This is Character Crusades Unbound Season 2, first story-driven episode, really. Um, and I'm really excited to share with you what's been rattling around in my mind regarding that. But first, it looks like there have been a few changes, a few things happening behind the scenes here. um, Obviously, Alusell got some new duds. Let's check those out. I got these from the Divine Elegance shop, which is a mod that allows you to buy a bunch of different clothes. I think a lot of them come from the Witcher games. I think they fit this character really well. Being a physical perfectionist, I think it only makes sense that he would pick some clothes that they're kind of fancy. Another thing you might notice is
Yes, my
that
queen. Do you need
we
something?
have Raya as a follower now. Um, Jarl Sidgeir granted me the Thane title after helping his holdout. Um, that wasn't really the express goal of Alusell. He was just trying to become stronger and test himself, but it turns out that he did actually a lot of good for the hold, so this is his reward. And this is Raya. As you can tell, she's wearing a backpack here, so as far as Alusell's
I'm
concerned,
still here.
she's mostly here to carry our burden, so to speak. Um, and he's a little conflicted about having her around. He obviously likes that she can carry things for him. A lot of the loot that he gathers from his exploits, as money is a really important thing for this character as far as training and um, crafting. Um, he doesn't mind Raya as a person. In fact, he kind of likes having her around. Seeing a familiar Redguard face in a strange new land uh, kind of makes him feel a little more at home, a little more comfortable. The thing he's conflicted about is she is actually quite a formidable warrior on her own. Um, and while that would come in handy, and indeed it does, he doesn't like having the external help. He doesn't wear armor. He doesn't use enchantments. He doesn't use scrolls. Um, so he comes to resent her a little bit when she helps him a little too much in the thick of certain fights. And as far as Raya is concerned, she senses this resentment, even though he's not rude or nasty to her at all. She still senses it, which makes her fight even harder to try to prove herself to him. Um, so that could make for a potentially interesting interpersonal conflict there. Let's see what else. Oh, I did also level up a few times. Let's check those out. Um, Alteration, most heavily, is what I perked in. As you can see, I got Vansian Magic, which is a huge change to gameplay styles. Uh, his magic is going to be a lot more powerful, but also more limited in that he can only cast 20 spells at a time, or in any given day before he rests again. I took the Stone Flesh spell, which I may or may not have had before, but this is also another really important perk. Whenever I gain um, an armor spell in combat or enter combat with a armor spell already active, I become intangible. So basically become ethereal, like the shout, for 10 seconds until I perform an offensive action. So that basically gives me a free way to get in the thick of things, to close the distance, to initiate melee combat without fear of taking range damage on the way in. It also tends to give me a free charging power attack, or any kind of attack really. The charging power attack tends to be the most powerful. So that's probably what I'll end up doing more often than not. I did take a perk in One-Handed Mastery, and I'll probably be focusing on this a little bit in the levels to come. Now that I'm able to get that free charging power attack, Overrun is going to be really powerful. So once I get to that level, it requires 50. I'm going to take that perk as soon as I can. Also, Furious Strength is a great perk. It increases your power attack damage, but most importantly, it unlocks decapitations, which is the star of the show there. And Class of Champions will actually help me a lot with survivability, because it actually reduces the attack damage of whoever you hit with a one-handed weapon. So yeah, I think I'll probably be focusing on that to come. Block is in a pretty good place right now with timed blocking. I might go ahead and perk those as they come available. Poke the Dragon is also really a great perk for this build as well. Just gives you some more attack damage after a timed block. So yeah, smithing I probably won't touch for a while. Restoration and Destruction, now that I have Vancian magic, I can hold concentration spells indefinitely because they don't use magicka. So these are less important now. I might take the mastery perks just to make them a little more powerful at some point, but they're not super important to me right now. So there's that. What else? I suppose I can get on with the story portion of this, huh? That's why we're all here, right? First of all, it's some crappy weather out there. Let's put our traveling gear back on. Yeah, so Alusell's been out and about throughout the hold, killing bandits and completing bounties and other things. But he's feeling a pull back toward Halldir's cairn, which we cleared on the first episode, or the first, I guess that was probably the second episode after the introduction. He defeated Halldir, and he felt really good about that. He used some potions, which he didn't feel so great about, but overall, he tested himself against a very dangerous opponent, and he did not find himself lacking. So that was great. But over the last couple days, he has felt a pull back to the place, and he's a little wary of that because of what happened with the bandits. If you remember, the bandits were being compelled by Halldir to kill themselves, and he would use their escaping life force as energy to fuel his own resurrection. We put an end to that. We nipped it in the bud. But Alusell is feeling a little wary about this pull back to the cairn, just because he's a little suspicious that he might be under the influence of Halldir still. So he doesn't want to go all the way back into the cairn, but there's a campsite just right up on this little cliff here, very close to the cairn, that overlooks the road, that I think he can use as a base of operations to kind of figure out what his next move is. So the way I think about this pull back to the cairn is something like, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but every once in a while I'll leave the house, I'll go to work, or I'll go to meet a friend out somewhere, and halfway there I'll have to turn around and go back home because I've convinced myself that I've left the front door unlocked or something like that. That's kind of the way he's feeling right now. There's something that he missed back in Halldir's cairn, something that he's afraid of, some kind of lurking danger or something else. So he's feeling very compelled to go back there and check it out. But for now, we might be up there for a while, so we're going to get some camping supplies. And there's some things I want to sell to Laud here as well. Blade of Falkreath was my reward from the Jarl for becoming Thane, basically. As far as supplies, we're going to get a lot of firewood, but I want to see if there's a sleeping bag or a tent. So we might be spending a lot of time up in that little camp area.
Man, unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak.
I like how he
I
always
treasures.
manages to slip into every conversation that, oh, here we go. That he used to be a Stormcloak, like he's bragging about it or something. I don't know. Alright, so I got the tent. And honestly, I don't really think I'm going to worry about a sleeping bag for Raya at this point. Sometimes you can find bedrolls or something around here, but I don't think I'm going to roleplay to that extent. Alright.
Steal anything from my shop and you'll...
So, now we have a place to sleep in case we're stuck there for a while. And we need to chop lots and lots of firewood. Sorry for putting you guys through this. He would make Raya do it, but apparently Raya doesn't know how. Wish there were a way to make... I don't know, maybe there is. Maybe you can tell a follower that I need you to do something and then click on the stump there and have them chop firewood. I don't know. For now, I don't really mind doing it myself. Although really, this is something that Alusell would be very much opposed to doing. He would be having Raya do it, realistically. Not the most chivalrous one, this Alusell. Raya standing over there watching us yawning. I think she reflects the mood of all of us watching this boring nonsense. Don't get too bored just yet, Raya. You're gonna be the one carrying all this stuff for me. Nice helmet. Lots of firewood just in case we need it. Both Alusell and myself are very much of the philosophy, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Of course, that might make us prone to hoarding, which is definitely not healthy. One more time. Oh, watch out! That was close. I really like Raya's look. It's a very unique look for a housecarl in this game. I like the head wrap and the steel armor combo. It's pretty cool looking. Nope. I was ready to go, but Alusell wasn't. He just kicked off another round of chopping firewood all by himself. Guess he feels like he needs the exercise. Wow, he's gonna keep going, huh? Alright, Al, don't get your clothes all dirty. Alright, Raya, I got some stuff for you to carry.
Let's get going. Of course, Thane. How can I be of service?
Oh, she's already got some firewood. Interesting. Wonder if that's just what she was doing over there. I'll also have her hold my crafting supplies as well. Alright, I think we're good.
Lead on, my Thane.
Alright, let's head back up there. Now I hope technically, I haven't tested this a whole bunch, I hope technically I have everything, that everything works. I haven't really, I have something very specific in mind that I want to do for this story portion at the campsite here, but I'm really not sure it's going to work. So fingers crossed. I got a little bit of a surprise in store for everybody. I haven't seen that my idea's been taken yet, so hopefully it's pretty unique and that you all enjoy it. Alright, so you may recognize this place from the very first introduction episode, where this campsite up here is supposed to be our meeting spot for Season 2 of the Character Crusade Unbound project. Alusell is drawn to this area right now because, well, you can't really see now with all the fog, but it does provide a pretty good view of the road below that leads to Halldir's cairn. So, if anything, whoa, easy there. She almost killed me. So, if Halldir decides to make a comeback or anything and starts marching down the road toward Falkreath, we'll be here to intercept him if we need to. So yeah, Alusell is really concerned that something might still be going on in Halldir's cairn, so he is going to meditate on this. He's going to station himself right here. He's going to meditate on this whole thing and see what he can figure out intuitively, I suppose. So I'm going to need to set up a fire.
I'm still here.
Set up a whole campsite, really, because we don't know how long we're going to be out here. It's going to be a bit of a vision quest, I suppose. I'm going to need that. I'm probably going to need, I don't know, I'll take a dozen firewood. I don't think I need that many, but I just don't remember off the top of my head how many I need. Alright, and this is the first campfire I've built on this playthrough, so I don't know how my settings look. We're going to build a campfire. We'll just do quick right here. Oh man, I wish I could fit it right over the top of there, but it looks like it's having some trouble. That's too bad. Oh, I wish there was a way to cancel out of this. Alright, well, we'll just set it aside, I guess. I really wish there were a way just to light this campfire. Maybe there still is. Let me see here. Maybe I can disable it. Aha! Sometimes I impress myself. Let's get rid of that. Let's put a new one right up here. Place it here. Brilliant! So we're going to get this all roaring and ready to go for the night. I think I like the more immersive option better. This one is it's a little too quick, even if it is quick. Sorry about my sniffles. I had to do a whole bunch of yard work today, and allergies are getting the better of me. Okay, so
Yes, my
it's
Thane.
looking pretty good, huh?
Something?
So I think at this point, I would like to refer anybody watching to the links in the description to the story segments that that the Couch Warrior guys have posted. It's a really cool story segment called Ghosts of Yore. It basically uses this setting right here to tell a bit of a cryptic but very interesting story that we're all supposed to incorporate in our own playthroughs and our own stories. So again, if this sounds fun to you, and it is very fun, it's awesome, I highly suggest that you check out the links in the description and get involved with the Discord channel and participate. It's a really awesome community, and it's a really fun project. Yeah. So at this point, let's see, do I have my actions? Yep. Oops, I should probably exit warming hands before I meditate. But I want to meditate toward the fire. Great. So now Alusell is meditating on why he's feeling this compulsion to come back here and what he missed about the battle with Halldir. Only 5 p.m. He's gonna meditate for a while, I think. Let's say 3 hours. Yeah, let's make it 4 hours. 4-hour meditation. Ooh, a lot more fog out here too, huh? Well, this is gonna make things a lot more cinematic. Alright.
Yes, my Thane.
So
You need
he
something?
is meditating here quite a while, really focusing in on Halldir's cairn and what he missed there. When, out of the darkness from the tree line, a figure approaches him. And what figure would that be? Oops, did I miss it? Yeah, I did. I missed that one. 64B1C. There he is. What figure approaches from the darkness but... Uh-oh. Halldir himself. So, this spooks Alusell, and immediately he is put on guard. Raya, you really gotta sit right there? Wow, that's annoying. Let's see if I can...
I'm still here. Fine. What? Yes, my Thane?
Wait over there. There we go.
That it?
Alright. So Halldir comes back. Alusell is initially very much on guard because the last time that these two met, it was a very intense battle. Alusell almost died. Well, technically he did die, but we're going to forget about that. Against a very dangerous, magical, undead being. But now, Halldir does not seem aggressive. In fact, he seems like he wants to talk. Now at this point, I would highly recommend you going to the link in the description for the Ghosts of Yore storyline. I do have a transcript of that story that I'm going to read off, but I'm not going to do Joe's initial reading any kind of justice at all. Just in the concern of keeping everything in the same place, I'm going to read just a snippet of that's most important for right now. So Halldir approaches out of the fog and the darkness toward the fire to communicate with Alusell. And he says, "I am cursed, child, and only the listener of my tale can save me, and that listener is you. It was long ago when a curse was cast upon me. 'Twas Havnarak or Vokun, that much I know, but which I cannot say. Oh, I know which, but you see, that is part of the curse. I cannot tell, for if I do, I will forever be cast into the cairn. No, I must tell my tale, and you, child, you must decide. And then you must vanquish my oppressor. You must do this because, child, you are now part of the tale, and part of the curse. You, of course, may choose to help me not, but doing so will guarantee eternal suffering for us both. Or, act upon my tale, and save us both. You're confused. That is understandable. Let me explain. My fate, as now yours, rests in the life or death of Vokun or Hevnarak. One must die, the other remain. Choose wrong, and I will suffer in the cairn at the hands of the ideal masters, while you will live here on Mundus, racked with pain and suffering as I have. But unique to you. Choose correctly, however, and we both are free from this curse. It was a night much like tonight, but on that night I was in the heart of the storm. I was there. Now sit, and let me tell you about the ghosts of Yore. Goosebumps, right? I know, it's so good. Let me be very clear, I did not write that. That was Joe from Character Crusade. Complete credit to him. He is a fantastic writer, and a fantastic storyteller, and a fantastic content creator here on YouTube. So I'll link his YouTube channel here as well in the description of this video. Also, I highly encourage you to continue on with the link of the Ghosts of Yore that I provide in the description. That goes on to tell another story about, or more of the story, I suppose, about how, at least in my world, Halldir came to be cursed. It only tells a part of it. It's very cryptic on purpose, but it will be playing a big part of my story and everybody else's story who's doing this project. So, yeah, please check it out. So at this point, after Halldir tells his story, he disappears back into the forest. And now Alusell feels as if a weight has been lifted, at least the same weight that that led him to feel compelled to come back to this place. But now he has a new weight on his shoulders in the form of this curse. So Raya is acting like she did not even see this whole deal happen.
Yes, my Thane. Do you need something?
She is not
Lead on, then.
bothered at all by any of this, which leads me and Alusell to believe that she didn't see any of that or hear any of it. So now we have some personal conflict going on here. Alusell is going through the possibilities on this. The first possibility, the most simple, most likely possibility, is that he is going crazy. That's how an outsider would view it. That's the path of least resistance as far as explaining this whole experience, that he is a madman seeing ghosts, and that's not good. The next possibility is that this was real. If this was real, then he has no reason to not believe what Halldir was telling him, which means that he is now cursed, and that he has a lot to do as far as lifting this curse. Or I guess there is a possibility that whatever remnants of Halldir's spirit remained sought out Alusell to tell him this, just to get under his skin, as some form of revenge, just kind of messing with him for killing him and thwarting his efforts at being resurrected. Something tells Alusell, though, that Halldir is not that petty of an entity. That Halldir was a seriously powerful individual, powerful enough that he had the magic to facilitate his own resurrection, and that he had some very important purpose for doing so. Alusell is usually a very pragmatic individual. He doesn't really believe too much in the supernatural or in superstitious stuff. So he's really considering the possibility that he might just be insane. But if he's not insane, that Halldir is telling him the truth about this curse. So yeah, if he is insane, there's not much that he can do about it, except for maybe seek treatment. But as I've mentioned before, he doesn't like outside help. So I don't think he's going to pray to any gods to help cure him. He's more likely to go to the college to see if they have any knowledge of the issue. Or if they don't, they might have a library where he can do his own research. Yeah, so he's not feeling too great right now. This was a pretty terrible night. He is either insane or he's cursed. So as before this experience, he was feeling on top of the world. He was just granted a brand new title that he earned based completely on his own merit and his own abilities. But yeah, now he's either insane or he's cursed, or both. As far as next steps, I really think that Alusell is going to do everything that he can to learn as much as he can about the subject, about Halldir, about the dragon priests, Vokun and Hevnarak, what make them tick. So we might be doing a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of going into the history of the dragons and the dragon cult and the dragon wars, which fits in nicely with him being dragonborn. I'm not sure yet how we're going to reveal all that, but that's coming down the pipe for sure. His relationship with Raya is going to be a part of his story going forward also. This was really cool. I really enjoyed this. It gives you a little more direction, almost like a traditional D&D play with the dungeon master giving you the story as you go. The Character Crusade guys, every couple weeks or so, are going to give us more story tidbits to work into our own Let's Play here, and help kind of direct where our characters and our stories should be going. So yeah, I think that is it for this episode. Next episode, I promise there will be more action. And I have to do some of my own meditating on where Alusell's story is going to take him from here. Probably a place with lots of books, lots of knowledge. Bard's College, maybe? College of Winterhold, maybe? College for sure, I think. Alright, well, I think this is a good place to end it. So I hope everybody has a good time with this, and I hope to see you all on Discord, and I'm very much looking forward to what you are all doing with the story as well. See ya. Bye.